This is for the Taiwan side. Once you tell them, they become lazy. It's true. Once you tell someone, say, hey, you got a $20 million house coming, work hard at work, they're not going to do anything. They're going to wait. Guys, welcome back to Lights, Camera, Whatever. And we're going to jump into the last episode of the At the Moment. Remember, this is on Netflix. This is English subtitles. I'm not going to hurt you and make you listen to something that you can't understand. At the Moment, Season 1, Episode 10. Now, this episode is called Based on True Events. And I'm going to read a description for you just because I like you. After making a bold casting choice for her hit reality show, producer Chou Li-wen, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, suddenly finds her own scandalous romantic life under the spotlight. Let me read that last line again. Scandalous. I told you we get into the whatever, the juicy stuff. Romantic life under the spotlight. Question 1. Now, you got these questions under the video so you can see them. Would you date a person who already has a child or who is a divorcee? Absolutely yes. That's for me. Now, I'm only speaking from my side. Absolutely yes. Guys, if you guys are breaking up in your relationships in daily life, wake up. People are going to break up from marriages because people are confined together in average relationships without paper, and it's terrible, right? But people with the paper, when I say paper, I mean the marriage license, a certificate, is probably in some cases, if there was no communication in the early stages that build up to the marriage, or this is one of those societal marriages, of course it's going to crash. And I do not blame people for divorcing. I know we're in Asia. I know it's a very sensitive topic, but I blame you for staying. I don't blame you for leaving. I blame you for staying in the relationship. Now, I do business consulting at RBC English, and the clients are discussing this with me all the time. You know, I will never tell you who's telling me or what company is telling me, but it's confidential. But I got to tell you, I got to be honest. I hear this 2-3 times a week. And I am not asking people's personal information. I don't do that at all. They are literally telling me like, I can't take it anymore. And so me, as their consultant and friend, I have to ask why. And I have to tell you guys, and this is just from my advice to those people looking to get married, the big C word is killing all the marriages. It's communication. And the big E word, ego. 3 letters, but it's still big. Now, communication and ego are destroying these relationships because ego comes with expectations. Now, that's kind of something I don't want to jump into. I want to jump into, would you fall in love with someone who divorced? I absolutely would. I absolutely would. And if they had a child, of course I would. Of course if they're a really great person, what is the connection with the child? The child is probably going to be a future reflection of them. God, this is a whole new generation. It's a whole new generation. This is going to happen more frequently. The divorce rate is soaring in every country because people are running into the mirage of the societal pressure, and they're running into what society has made marriage. Even right now, it's crazy. Like when I hang out with friends, they don't even say like boyfriend or girlfriend anymore. Like I've heard the word partner 99% of the time right now, my partner, because people are not trying to run into marriage like they used to be. Only kind of younger people are doing it, right? But I hope that they have a happy marriage. But honestly speaking, we don't want to spoil, we don't do critique, but it is some elements of the show. I absolutely would date someone who already divorced or who's about to divorce, because they could actually be the one for you. Sometimes it takes you to go through a very, very terrible marriage to find the right one. I absolutely would. So that is the question 1. Would you date a person who already has a child? Yes. Would you date a divorcee? Yes. That is just me. If you have your rules in your society, I fully respect, but that's just me, honestly, because they could be a really amazing person and they met the wrong person. Now, next one. Would you stay in a company that won't let you spread your wings? Guys, this is a kind of sensitive one because actually I teach a lot of my clients and they're not happy, right? And most of my clients are like general managers or executive positions, and they maybe have multiple houses, right? They don't have the room to leave. They want to leave, but they don't have the room to leave. When I say the room to leave, that means that they have to pay mortgages. the big M word. I'm always going to use this throughout the show, the M words, the E's and the C. This is a killer. Mortgages. They got these houses, right? They can't just give up. Some of them are very wealthy. They don't need to work. But some people are very wealthy but still want to have a passion in life. Respect. But the question is, would you stay in a company that won't let you spread your wings? First of all, guys, you need to ask your boss why you can't spread your wings. You need to communicate with this. Now, one thing I have to tell you guys before I go forward with this is that, we got to learn how to stop pointing fingers and get down to the underlying reasons. We can't keep blaming people. We can't keep blaming people like for where we are. You are your choices. You put yourself in that position. Now, if you feel that you've been wronged, then you can kind of go back and kind of analyze that situation, because that's the situation you put yourself in. But if you're in a situation where you can't spread your wings, and when I say, guys, if you don't understand what I'm saying, I am not talking about flying. I'm talking about using your full potential to the max. Using your brain, intelligence, your accumulated education, all of your credentials, all into one pot to make yourself a very, very successful leading professional individual, and you can't do it because the company is not allowing you to do it, then you need to analyze your situation. But if you're in a situation where you can't lose this salary and you can't lose the potential to get to a higher salary, then you have to really kind of analyze and say, hey, is this the place for me? But if you got a lot of financial constraints, maybe you hold on to that job a little bit longer, but in the process, find like a business consultant or someone to help you find the next step, because you're too busy to really dig by yourself, or make a couple calls to the headhunters. So next one, would you date an older woman or would you date a younger man? Now, people are going to say, why you didn't flip it? Because I've seen so many younger women with older guys, and we know why. We know why. One is that they want something stable and they want some financial stability, which is not really love, because later they look for someone else because the partner got too old. But this question is kind of directed at younger men. Would you date an older woman? Yes, I would. And it says, would you date a younger man? So this is for the women. This is kind of both sides. Now, I'm not saying that I can only have, but I prefer older women because I like women who are mature. I like women who have their things together. They don't have any major demands from you. They just want to be happy with you, spend time with you. They're not asking you to buy a house. They're not asking you to give them money every month. They got their lives together. So that's why I prefer older women. I'm not saying old like bones and gray hair, right? So I'm not going to tell you my age either. Don't even ask me. Now, would you date an older? Absolutely, yes. If they were like great energy, great spirit, great vibes, absolutely, yes. Now, the second question is, would you date a younger man? That is totally up for the women listening to this right now. Would you date a younger man if they were mature, they had their things together, they just took care of you in every single way possible? Don't look at me like that. And they just made you feel happy. Would you date a younger man? So the question is, would you date an older woman? Teacher Ray would say yes. And would you date a younger man? That's for the women out there who are not happy, looking for something fresh, looking for some new energy, and are just tired of looking at that same couch. Some people call them roommates, every day, all day, and the love is gone. The love is dry. Remember we talked about drowning and dehydrated. If your love is literally drowning, you got to find a way. Everybody, guys, I don't care who you are. I don't care what situation you're in. Everybody deserves real, R-E-A-L, real love. No, you don't need that half love. You don't need that sideways love. Everybody deserves someone to just take care of them and love them for who they are, without judging, without critiquing everything, allowing you to be yourself. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you can't be with that girl without makeup and she has to wear makeup to be with you, guys, she's going to find someone who loves her without the makeup, and they will leave you, right? Because I think it's not right to make a girl to just wear the makeup at home all the time. That's nonsense, right? If you can't like them for who they are, as they are, naturally, guys, they're probably going to leave you. So, guys, don't create all these rules. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Because when you create all these rules and standards, trust me, you're messing yourself up. You are lowering your standard while you're setting the standards. Trust me. And I want to know your comments about that. Now, The next one in the show, they talked about the Laplace demon, right? Let me read this for you because this is 1840. We're going to do a little history here. It says, it postulates, if P-O-S-T-U-L-A-T-E-S, postulates a super intelligence that could know the positions, velocities, and forces on all particles in the universe at one time and thus know the universe for all times. Yeah, let me read that twice. Okay. Laplace postulates a superintelligence that could know the positions, velocities, and forces on all the particles in the universe at one time, and thus know the universe for all time. This is something from the show. This thing like, why is he talking about demons? It's talking about the Laplace demon. The why I mention like that is because in the show, they highlight this about the demons, that if we had something that could know everything and know all the things that are going to happen, guys, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It just won't. It just won't. It won't happen. So think about this. If you had the solution, of course, everybody would be happy. Everybody would be happy, but you can't rely on what's happening. You can't. Guys, you got to do yourself. You're running around here for these answers. No, you have to do the best that you can to survive in your situation. And that's the point that you have. You have to survive, guys. There's nothing out there that can let you know that everybody would be investing into the right stock, right? Everybody would know what's happening. Everybody would know when to leave before the earthquake happened. Everybody would know when the tsunami is coming, when the missile is coming, whatever. It's just not happening, guys. You got to prepare yourself to be ready. Don't look for the Laplace demon. That means that it's not going to happen. It's not happening. And when it happens, it's probably not going to be anytime soon. Trust me. So you have to be able to find yourself. Now, the next one says, are you too busy to feel real love? So, okay. Yep. I had to type this one because some people just busy and they say, oh, Ray, I don't have any time. I don't have time. And then they say, Ray, I'm lonely. I say, well, wait, this is kind of a contradiction. You are so busy, but you are so lonely. Oh man, that's basically a dilemma in some countries, as we call it. It's a dilemma because you have no time to be in love, but you have no time to even receive the love. What are you going to do? So this is something that you got to have to evaluate yourself, right? Yes, you have your career. You need to earn your money. You need to find a partner. I understand. But how are you so busy that there's real love around you and you don't notice it? And there's probably some handsome guy or handsome woman looking at you, waiting to be with, but you were so tied into your work, and I respect that you have to work, but you got to analyze yourself. If you are that busy, how do you find love? And then it comes to the compromising point. Think about it, guys, you are so busy, you can't find love. That's an excuse. You have created this excuse. You have literally created this, guys. You are so busy in your work, there is no time for love. And then the sad part is that when it comes, you're not ready. You're just not ready, right? So what do? So stop contradicting yourself. If you want love, create the environment. Put yourself in a situation where you can find love. If you're constantly busy, don't blame someone for not wanting to spend time with you because you're always busy. And don't blame them for being angry at you because they know you're always busy. They don't even want to go out on a date. So basically, when you go out on a date, it goes back to the other episode. Are you being taken out for granted? Just be next to you to breathe and have the same. I don't want to be next to someone just to be there. Let's be together on this date. Put your phone down. If you can't put the phone down, I can come back another time or another lifetime. Guys, are you too busy to feel real love? Think about that. Don't blame yourself for being, single and not finding. And I'm not saying go out there and chase, but don't blame the world for you being single. Trust me. And yes, you have to get the signal. So the thing is it says, are you too busy to feel? Now the next one, is it your responsibility to pay the down payment on your son or daughter's house? A little bit from the show. Oh man, this is cultural here because I talked about this with my mom. She kind of looked at me like, nah, it's not my responsibility. But in Taiwan, this is something that's very common, right? And actually, I like it. I like it that people are preparing the down payments for because the generational financial is okay, guys. I have nothing against U.S. And some of the cultures there, but sometimes it's just really not in the culture to do this. This is a cultural thing. I'm out here in these cafes and these places, and I hear people all the time, and they're just like, "Oh, my funds, buy a house, invest," and it's kind of how do you say? It's in the culture. I see them talking to kids. Like I see like the mom the other day talking to like her high school child, like, hey, like we got to get a house and blah, blah. This just wasn't the conversation that I heard when I was in high school. I was playing sports. It was in school. There was no conversations about investments and stocks and anything. It just, the first time I even knew what a mutual fund was one of my students here, like in Taiwan. I was like, what is a mutual fund? You want to have fun? You want to have mutual fun? He said, no, a mutual fund. In Chinese, they call it jijing. And so this is very interesting because I think if I get older, I have 3 sons, right? I think if I get older, I don't want them to suffer. It's really irresponsible. This is for the American side. It's really irresponsible to say, I suffer, you suffer. This sucks. If you could help them, help them. Why would you strain the generational wealth? You should be boosting it. Like, oh, I suffered, they suffered. They can suffer too. No. If I got the money, guys, I'm going to help my kids. No doubts. If I can help them, I definitely will help them. And they're going to be the beneficiary of everything. But they won't know until later. This is for the Taiwan side. Once you tell them, they become lazy. It's true. Once you tell someone, say, hey, you got a $20 million house coming, but work hard at work, they're not going to do anything. They're going to wait. Trust me. Don't tell them until a certain age. I'm not telling these guys until like my last 5 hours of breath. Seriously, I'm not. Because once you tell them, they get lazy. So would you do that? This is for the parents. Is it your responsibility? Now, what if society is against something that feels so right? So we got to quickly get through this. This is from the show. Ask yourself, what if it feels too good, right? But society's like, you're weird. This is not right. You should stop. But it feels too great. Guys, this goes down to the question of being yourself. Because eventually, once you follow society who really doesn't care about you, and when you pass away one day, it goes on, the beat goes on, what do you say? Like, oh, I should have listened to myself. And that's exactly what you're going to say in the last hours of your life. You're going to say, I should have went with that person. I should have called that person. I should have sent a flower to that person. I should have took a walk with that person. If it feels, society says it feels wrong, but for you, I always feel like following my gut instinct. Always. Now, what if society is against something that feels so right? This is going to happen many times, and I got to hear your comment. Now, the last one here. Could you work for your ex-partner or work for your ex? No. I could not do that. I won't do it. I could partner with them. I will not work for them because it would be absolutely weird. Now, if you're throwing me $500K USD a month, then okay, we could talk about it. But honestly, I think that, if there should be some other channel or outlet for you to earn some income, to generate some revenue, than to work again or to be forced in a situation daily, weekly with your ex. So could you work? These are some elements from the show. Every question is connected to the show. We don't spoil it. We're talking about episode 10, the last episode at the moment. Could you work for your ex-partner or could you work with or work for, right? I couldn't do either. I could partner with them. I don't even want to be their coworker. I could partner with them because I have enough maturity to earn money with them. But that's it. I got to know your comments. Let's go. It says, could you work with your ex-partner or work for your ex? That is a question. I got to know your comments. I will answer all these. I got to know. Now, that's it for at the moment. Please go and check it. Go back, watch it. This is lights, camera, whatever you want to talk about. That's what it's called. We got to add a lights, camera, whatever you want to talk. That's the name of it. We didn't. Okay, guys, you got to zoom in. Look at the fine print. You got to zoom in. You got to use your thumb too. That's my thumb. Okay. Zoom in, lights, camera, whatever you want to talk about. So, season 10, thank you. I want to hear your comments. See you next time.